Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now is the time. There's going to be a drastic reduction, there's going to be a drastic change in temporary workers permit to be issued by Canada. That's the information we've just gotten from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Immigration Minister Mark Miller, and also Employment Minister Ronald Bertnott. I don't know if I got that pronunciation right, but all the feeders all are pointing to the fact that temporary workers permit is about to be reduced drastically because people are now complaining in Canada. Canadians, permanent residents, those that live in Canada are now complaining there are no jobs, but instead most of these organizations are looking for cheap labors from outside Canada at the detriment of Canadians. So in this video, that's what I'll be dissecting. Hang on tight, I will be back. Alright viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I still remember my humble self, MC Bernardino. This is Canada Reality, where I dish out content for in Canada and those that are outside Canada. Is this your first time on this YouTube channel? Do me the honor, hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you always be among the first to get. For our returning viewers, thank you very much. Without further ado, let's go into the nitty-gritty. So the information that we've just gotten from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, which I would like you to listen to so that it will serve as a premise before I go into detail.
We no longer need as many temporary foreign workers. We need Canadian businesses to invest in training and technology and not increasing their reliance on low-cost foreign labor. It's not fair to Canadians struggling to find a good job, and it's not fair to those temporary foreign workers, some of whom are being mistreated and exploited. We are tightening the rules and restricting eligibility to reduce the number of low-wage temporary foreign workers in Canada, with exceptions in certain industries like healthcare, construction, and food security. So to those who would complain about worker shortages, here's my message. There is no better time to hire and invest in Canadian workers.
So obviously, based on what you've heard from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, it's clearly and is unequivocal about it that because of the pandemic in the year 2020, 2021, going into the year 2022, when we're recovering from the pandemic COVID-19, they made a rule then that temporary workers can work in low-wage. Organization in Canada can hire temporary workers and Canada Immigration will issue them permit for low-wage sectors, because they discovered that after the pandemic, so many organizations were complaining that there are jobs that there were lesser people to fill it, and as a result of that, then the immigration minister then, I think Mark Mendicino, promulgated that employers can seek foreign workers from outside Canada in those low-income sectors to fill those vacancies, just because they want the economy to recover from post-pandemic, to recuperate so that it will be better for the economy. That was why they promulgated that rule then. But now, after COVID, post-COVID now that the inflation rate has dropped drastically, now government feel that they need to hear the yearning, the cry of Canadians, people in Canada, because now people are complaining now that there are no jobs, people are looking for jobs, Canadians are looking for jobs, while all these organizations are going for labor impact, LMI, giving LMI to outsiders, for temporary workers to come into Canada to come and fill those voids at the detriment of Canadians. And that's why they felt that it is high time they stopped that and they changed their rules so that temporary work permit will be reduced in some sectors so that they will allow Canadians to be able to fill those vacancies. So now, based on this new policy that is about to take effect from September 26, 2024, in the next few months, saying that any sector that unemployment is above 6%, they will not permit any foreign worker permit. They will not grant any foreign workers permit in those jobs. Once again, if there's high unemployment rate in a particular sector that is above 6%, then foreign work permits will not be issued in those sectors. So the exceptions are healthcare, construction, and food security. So these are the three exceptions that they will continue to still grant workers temporary worker permits for outsiders or LMIA as the case is. But anything apart from that, they want to drastically reduce the number of temporary workers permits that they grant in other sectors, just because they are trying to protect the interest of Canadians, people that are in Canada, rather, that are looking for jobs, that wants jobs, that are ready to work. They should be able to get those jobs at the expense of those that are coming from outside, because most of these organizations, you know what they do is that because they can get cheaper labors from outside Canada, they would rather go seek for cheaper labors from outside Canada and employ them at the detriment of Canadians that are willing and ready to work now. And also statistically, it has also been discovered that there's a huge increment in the number of permanent residents that has been issued by IRCC. In the year 2016, that's 8 years ago, the number of permanent residents that was welcomed into Canada that year alone was 296,000. But fast tracking into the new policy of IRCC for the next 3 years, this year alone they are looking to welcome 485,000 immigrants. Next year they are looking at 500,000, and the year 2026 they are looking at 500,000. That's like almost times 2 of it. So now government now feels that if they continue to welcome that huge amount of people into Canada, what happens to those that are already in the system? So that's why also immigration Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also made it clear that in the next few months, I mean before fall or by fall, they will be drastically bringing some policy to reduce the number of permanent residents that will be welcome into Canada. So when I say permanent residents welcome into Canada, it cuts across all the various streams, all the various pathways, including those humanitarian that they bring in people from Syria, Afghanistan, and the rest of them. So cumulatively, they are trying to look at how they can actually reduce that, because it is better for them to actually cater for those that are already in Canada, provide jobs for them, provide housing for them, food security for them, and meet their needs at the expense of going outside to go and bring in more people. And that has always been the point of the Conservative. They have been attacking the Liberals, that all the Liberals, all they do is to bring in people without taking good care of them. And that's the point that the Conservative is actually using to win a vote, to win the confidence rather of people towards the election that is coming in next year. And I think that was actually a clarion call for Justin Trudeau, and that's why they also immediately they jumped on it, and they felt that it is high time they actually changed it for the better of Canadians and for them to be able to stay in power from next year. All right, so now let's talk about what's the implication of this. How does this affect you that are in Canada, and how does this affect you that are outside Canada? It is very simple, it is very clear. For those of you that are outside, that are inside Canada, and you came in on another visa, student visa, visitors visa, and you are probably looking for jobs like LMIA jobs, labor impact market assessment job. From now henceforth, from September 26, when this policy is in effect, it might be very difficult for you, because except you are working in the exception streams, exception sectors like healthcare, food security, and construction. Apart from that, getting LMIA approved from other sectors that are different from these three will be very, very cumbersome, will be very hard, because it is stated clearly that they are only prioritizing those three sectors for temporary workers permit for LMIA as against other sectors, because they discovered that these three sectors are very key, they are very germane. They know that there's huge labor turnover in this sector, and the demand for this sector is actually high, and that's why they exempted these three sectors. But anything apart from that, management, IT, and the rest of them, it might be very hard for you to secure an LMIA in those jobs. And likewise, for those that are outside Canada that wants to come into Canada, it is also applicable too. It will be very hard for you to get a work permit, a temporary work permit from outside Canada henceforth, because of this new rule. Because once again, immigration minister, employment minister, prime minister, everybody pointed to one direction, saying that henceforth they are trying to reduce the number of permanent residents that will be welcome into Canada henceforth, because they are trying to balance things. Don't forget, now it's post-COVID, no more COVID, inflation rate is down now. It is now for Canada government to face business, to actually cater for the need of people that are already in Canada. All right, do you have any question that you're not clear about? Feel free to drop it in the comment section. You know I always read those comments, and I oblige you with an answer. If you enjoyed this video, please smash on the likes button. If you also know somebody out there that will benefit from this video, share this video with them. Till I come back to you again on this YouTube channel, stay out of trouble. See you soon.